What's up, everyone? It's your girl Satin, and I am back with another video to convince you to go natural with Saturals. If you had a chance to tune into our last video, you've seen that I went over a surefire skincare routine to give you luxurious glowing skin that you can use daily. In that skincare routine, I use rosewater toner, and I promised you all that I would come back and give you a quick tutorial on how you can make it for yourself. Rosewater has so many amazing benefits, and it's super simple to make. It just requires 2 ingredients, roses and water. And if you're feeling crafty, I say you follow along with me in this video and make it for yourself. And if you don't, I also sell it on my website at www.saturals.net. I'll also link that in the bio, but I say you make it for yourself because it's super easy and it's fun. So I love infusing roses in as many as my products and in as many ways as possible, because in spirit to followers of plant mysticism, roses are said to carry the highest vibrational energy of any flower. And it's said that inhaling the scent of a rose would heal the heart, soothe the sorrows, and cloak your spirit in divine love. And I mean, we can all use a little extra love from time to time, right? Rosewater is exactly as it sounds. It's literally roses and water. It gives you all the benefits of water, plus the bonus of the anti-inflammatory and hydrating advantages of the rose. And it smells awesome. So rosewater is used in some cuisines, but I find myself using it most frequently in my skincare routine. People live and die by this stuff, and it is super easy to make at home. There are so many uses for rosewater, but I'd say my number one is to use it as a toner for my skin. You can use other toners like apple cider vinegar, which can be great, but if you want like a more natural route, I'd say use the rosewater, because sometimes the apple cider vinegar doesn't have like that great of a smell, and rosewater is actually just as effective. Another way that I love to use rosewater is in my bath. I'll add a cup or 2 to my bath water for that like extra hydration and the relaxation from the scent. And I like to use it as part of my self-care Sunday routine. And I just throw in some of the extra rose petals for added luxury, just to give myself that queen feeling. Another great use for rosewater is actually as a natural perfume. I'll give a deeper discussion later on the use of like conventional perfumes, but let's just say these are far better because it's natural and it smells so good. And finally, I use rosewater as a face refresher or a makeup setter. So if you spray this on your face when you're feeling like super low energy towards the end of the day, it gives you that extra pick-me-up that you need. And trust me, it works. So these are just a few of the many ways that you can use rosewater. As I said, my favorite is absolutely using it as a toner. But without further ado, let's get into making our rosewater. All right, so first we're going to take about 6 to 7 long stem roses. I definitely would recommend that you use organic roses just because they're healthier and they're free of like all the pesticides and stuff. Like I said, rosewater is great. It helps balance the pH of the skin. It soothes skin irritation. It reduces redness, and it could reduce fine lines and wrinkles. So, I mean, those are all great properties. So the first step that we're going to do is we're going to remove the petals from the stems, and then we're going to run them under lukewarm water. Stems, we're going to run them under lukewarm water just to remove any like excess residue that they may have on them. And our next step, we're going to add the petals to a large pot. And then we're just gonna top with enough distilled water just to cover them. You don't want to dilute them too much in the distilled water because it's not necessary. So I'm just gonna cover them with the water. And finally, we're going to simmer the roses over medium heat for approximately 20 to 30 minutes. All right, so we have let the roses simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes. And as you see, they have lost their color and they're a pale pink, and that's how they should look. So our next step, we're gonna take the roses and we're gonna strain the mixture and separate the petals from the water. Finally, we're gonna discard these petals, and then we'll take the water and place it in a glass jar to store. So now we're just taking the rose water and put it in a glass jar. As you can see, it's nice and red, and it has kind of like a little bit of a pinkish hue, which is just how you want it to be. I place this in the jars and I let it cool, and then I usually transfer it to a spray bottle and use it that way. Once it cools down, it'll be ready to use. Our rose water is now done. I've transferred it to a plastic bottle, and you just spray it on your skin and enjoy.